Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann, and I'm pretty excited because I am down on the res this week, and we're going to find out all about it, all about the water. The fish are biting. They always are down here. Big bass are biting. There's also crappie here, but let's start with Katie Coates, and she's the director of PR and marketing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
At Ridgeland, Mississippi. So, tell us a little bit about this place. We're right adjacent to the reservoir, aren't we?
We are. So, Ridgeland, Mississippi is in central Mississippi, right north of our capital city of Jackson. Right on the historic Natchez Trace Parkway, and we have a really nice 33,000 acre reservoir that we call the Barnett Reservoir, and we're going to host a big bass fishing tournament this weekend. I
know we got all kinds of good things going. So anglers coming down, a lot of the questions are, and always the first question is, let's talk lodging first. Let's talk, how much lodging do you have?
The good thing about Ridgeland is that we have these great outdoor rural offerings right next to so many modern amenities. We have 17 hotels and counting, so we got plenty to choose from, and all the hotels are right next door to great shopping and dining. Not sure if bass anglers are our target market for shopping, but we have that if you bring, any family, friends with you while y'all are out on the res. We've got a lot to offer. There
you go. And so it's pretty amazing. So you got lodging. You have food, because anglers are hungry when they get off. What kind? Tell us, what do you have? You have sushi bars and stuff?
We have, I think it's over 150 restaurants and counting. Yes. Everything from great southern, what we call a blue plate, to fine Asian fusion. We have several locally owned steakhouses. So really anything you could ask for, casual to fancy and everything in between.
My son-in-law told me the last time I was down here, Deion Sanders actually dines across from here. And so that was what he told me. So I'll be on the lookout. But they just, besides famous people, they do have great places to eat.
We do. We're at the Ridgeland Visitor Center right now, which is in one of our outdoor shopping districts called Renaissance at Colony Park. And there's several restaurants right around here, so we'll have to be looking out for Dion. We'll have to go grab a bite to eat after and see if we can run into him.
There you go. So let's talk about anglers that come down. They're basically looking for places to stay. Mm-hmm. Let's talk real kind of in depth. Places they can stay that are right on the lake. Is there places on the lake where the access is good?
We have a lot of that land right next to the lake is privately owned, so we can't really build big hotels, but we have some great restaurants right along the res. There's 3 in particular. Okay. But the hotel rooms or hotels are less than 10 minutes away. We're all we're really a boutique community. We're a small town with a lot of good stuff to offer, so you don't have to go far for your hotel room. There are 3 hotels in Ridgeland that have charging capabilities in the parking lot for your boats. So,
and can you name those?
Yes, and I've written them down so I can remember. They're going to be the Drury Inn and Suites, Hampton Inn and Suites, and the Residence Inn. So some good options for you there.
Look at that.
Yes,
Look
I'm
at
prepared.
You were prepared. That's good, because that's the first thing anglers want to know is if there's charging ports in there. So that's good. So you also teased us but didn't tell us what restaurants are on the water there. So tell us what they are.
Got Pelican Cove Grill. It's a personal favorite, overlooking the res. They've got great frozen drinks, fried seafood, everything you could, want in a overlooking the res restaurant. There's also Cock of the Walk, which is a chain. It's really popular with a lot of our visitors. Fried catfish, all that. And then we've got Crab Seafood Shack. So
seafood.
Yes.
Seafood on a freshwater body, huh?
Yes. If it's not directly from the res or somewhere near here, we have the Mississippi Gulf Coast only 3 hours away. Fresh local seafood is brought up all the time.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting. So Madison Landing, that's where I know you're hosting this one event. I happen to know that the Bassmaster Open, I think, was held there. So they have a lot of large tournaments there. Numerous boats, like a big boat tournament, over 100 boats and things like that there. Tell us a little bit about Madison Landing. Do you have anything in your notes there?
So it's right next to those 3 restaurants I mentioned, next to a park called Old Trace Park, right off the Natchez Trace Parkway. And so I think we're going to have close to that this weekend, about 100 boats. There's plenty of parking, lots of stuff to do right there. We've got a big Bill Waller Craft Center. So it's plenty of parking. Come right in, easy to find, and there's lots to do while you're there.
The fishing and the launch there also has a break wall on it. So actually they put that break wall in so that when people are putting in and out, that reduces the amount of waves. So that's one thing that they've done. Real nice walkways that go out to it. So the facility is it's pretty, it looks brand new, but it's not brand new, but it sure looks brand new. So it's amazing on that. Got to ask, are you an angler? Are you a fisherman?
I'm not. I grew up on the Gulf Coast, so I fished a little bit down there, but I'm learning about the offerings of the res. I know we're big for bass, and then, of course, crappie and some catfish now, too. So we're really looking forward to hosting all these anglers. This tournament happens to be youth, but any age and all their families. We love to have this new market here in Ridgeland.
Tell us about the tournaments coming in and the people are staying here. Tell us, trying to think, there's so many things to do besides that. What's the one thing that sticks out that is a must do if they come? Anglers and their families come. What's their couple kids? What's the one thing they got to go do?
There's a ton to do. It depends on your interest. We have a lot of fun events that happen year round. So if you happen to be here, for a fishing tournament, you might also catch a concert at night if you want to go do something like that. We have a big weekend coming up here in the fall with Eurofest, which is a European classic automobile show. That's going to be going on. And Sanderson Farms PGA Golf Tournament. So no matter when you're here, what time of the year, you might be able to catch a fun event. And then we're also right along the Natchez Trace Parkway. So anytime you're here, you can kind of go hike a trail, get outdoors, see something fun along the parkway.
They get off the water and they're done fishing and their wife says, hey, let's go grab an ice cream cone or let's go get a refreshing drink. Or maybe both of them have been out fishing in, say, a crappie tournament. Should they come and see the water park, the water fountain? Tell them a little bit about that.
Yes, so kind of across town, more in the kind of shopping, dining area from the reservoir, we have 2 big districts, Renaissance at Colony Park, which is where we are now, Township at Colony Park, which is right up the street. And those would be the 2 locations I'd say, get out, wander around. You'll find your ice cream. You'll find a drink. You can catch a movie. There's a movie theater over here. Walk around, maybe some live music outside if there's an event going on. So those would be the 2 areas I'd say to check out.
What can you tell us about the reservoir? You know how many surface acres it is or anything?
33,000 acres.
Have you been on all of it? Have you jet skied and ridden all? Are you a native?
No, I'm probably... been on pontoon boats the most out here with friends and family and stuff, but I'm from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, so we went out on fishing boats down there. I don't have friends that fish up here, so I haven't gotten to do that. Nope, not yet.
You will after this podcast. You'll be like, people be calling up, what do you mean you haven't been fishing?
Exactly. I'm actually new to this position here in Ridgeland too, just a few months, so I've gotten to learn a lot about it from this side of things since I've been here. But hopefully I'll get to learn even more this weekend.
So tell us a little bit about the restaurants. Go back to those restaurants again, because I remember now that you can actually park your boat there and go in and eat, can't you?
Yes, we get a lot of group tours and a lot of kind of group friendly big parking lots around here, so you can park your boat, go in. We've got several new restaurants popping up. A new Italian spot over here by Mississippi restaurateur Robert St. John is going to be opening soon. We've got sushi, like you mentioned. I'm trying to think. Zia is across the way here. That's a rotisserie style. They've got a great Thai rib dish that everyone's raving about. So there's something new and something everywhere. There's
places for them to pull their boats up.
Yes, absolutely.
At the 3 restaurants they talked about, or at least 2 of them, right?
So most of these parking lots, depends on when you come.
But I mean the ones that are out there on the lake, they have
definitely
boat docks. So you can just pull up in your bass boat or pontoon boat, can't you?
And
Tie up.
they're really so close to the landing that you can just park at the landing and then walk right over, so you don't even have to drive over. But if you wanted to,
you've made it easy as
easy
as you can, can't you?
Exactly. And those 3 are great for, like I mentioned earlier, some frozen drinks. There's something called a Pink Pelican at Pelican Cove. If y'all go there, check that out. But there's
Tell us a little bit about the wildlife around in here. Plenty of it. You're pretty close. The town's pretty close to the body of water itself.
Yeah, so outside of the body of water, we sometimes see alligators around.
Yeah.
We'll get a stray gator around town sometimes.
I bet that doesn't happen very often.
Not very often.
They don't like being in
They're
town.
pretty friendly, though, but we are kind of close to them for that. And then, of course, we have, like, deer, all those kind of Mississippi native animals running around. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat to kind of get a glimpse of them.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I have the visitor guide right here. And so tell us, if they were to get one of these, what would they find inside this? What would they find?
So we have got information on all the restaurants that we've talked about, as well as kind of attractions broken down by whether they're indoors, outdoors if you come when it's rain, or indoors if it's raining, water. So we've got, other than fishing, a lot of people love to kayak and boat on the reservoir. We have an outfitter called Pearl River Kayaks. You can rent kayaks from and go out. And then we also have a lot of cycling here in Ridgeland, tons of trails. We have something called the Chishafoka Multi-Use Trail. It's 10 miles paved, and it goes along the Natchez Trace. So a lot of cyclers and walkers and hikers like to go out on there. So you'll read all about that in our visitor's guide.
That's a tongue twister.
It is.
I don't think I can say that.
It's Choctaw for Among the Post Oaks.
Look at that. We're learning stuff today. That doesn't happen very often for me. Usually we're just talking about fishing, but
we're venturing out in Ridgeland.
That's pretty cool. We have to take a break, and we have to thank PICO Lures. They are our sponsor of Tackle Time. Tackle Time, of course, we're going to talk about lures. Ones that you can use down here in Mississippi is the crankbaits, and so PICO has a series of deep diving crankbaits that goes deeper, and you can fish the ledges, or you can troll for a crappie with them. And they also have square bills. This is what's probably really going to be popular down here on the Ross Barnett Reservoir. So you can look for those. Check them out at PICOLures.com. If they wanted to find out more about Ridgeland, Mississippi, where could they go? You have social media sites?
We do. All of them that you can think of. Facebook, Instagram, they're all at Visit Ridgeland MS.
Okay.
But I would head straight to our website at visitridgeland.com. No MS on that one. And you can see all of our blogs with events going on, listings of restaurants. You'll see Bass-tastics listed going on for this weekend, so you can stay up to date that way.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. Like we always like to end the show, make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.
Okay.